Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. 13th of June 2023. This is going to be a big day at Inter HQ. And by the way, just disclosure before we start the video, there's some works going on in my house downstairs. They're drilling, so if you hear some background noise, hopefully it's not too bad. I've put some background music, hopefully that drowns it out. But speaking of work in progress, downstairs there's work in progress at Inter HQ. The big boss, Steven Zhang, is at Inter HQ today. He's arrived with his Fiat 500, a Bath, and obviously not releasing any statement as of yet. We never know whether it's a good thing or bad thing when he turns up with the Fiat with the Abarth, the Fiat 500, because he's got his Paganis and his Zondas. I don't know which one's a good omen, which one's the bad omen, which one's the car that usually he's the one selling. Is he that day that he's selling players or buying players? But today, him, Inzaghi, Marotta, the directors will be discussing plans for the future transfer window, of course, incomings, outgoings. But one of the main topics will be Simone Inzaghi himself. And it looks like, according to Di Marzio and multiple other sources, Inter will extend Inzaghi's contract. So Inzaghi's contract runs until the end of next season, 2024. But the club are keen to get a new deal wrapped up for Inzaghi until 2025. So 1 year extension plus, of course, there will be some sort of salary bump, I expect. At the moment, he's earning around 5 million net. I'm imagining it'll move up to a 5.5 or 6 million net, which still leaves him below the Mourinho's and the Allegri's of the league. But, puts him in the higher brackets of highest paid coaches around Europe for sure. Whether he deserves it or not, that's up to you. But, looking at it from the ownership perspective, yes, Scudetto title run failed. League performance is not good enough, but secure top four. And Coppa Italia, Supercoppa, 2 trophies secured, plus a historic Champions League final. Over 100 million worth of euros in revenue brought extra with this Champions League run as well. He's an ownership's dream, as Steven Zhang said, the easiest coach that he's had to manage, and the one that makes the least demands as well. So yeah, I have no issues with this. Helps us plan in a 2-year stretch with Inzaghi. And there is virtually no doubt that the Nerazzurri will look to extend the 47-year-old deal. I'm sure, though, Inzaghi will want some more assurances about, the transfer window. No more having to make plus 80, plus 100 million, or as last summer was around plus 50, plus 60 million net transfer incomings. I haven't made the calculations yet. We will. Don't worry, guys. On the channel, we will make those. We'll open up that Excel sheet, the famous spreadsheet, to talk about Inter's budget. But it should be an easier summer where it could be plus minus zero rather than having to make plus 30, 40, 50 million. So whatever goes out, if someone buys our player for 30, 40 million, it should mean that we're able to bring in someone for that same amount. But I'm sure Inzaghi will want assurances about that. And also, not just that, in terms of protection, this year has been difficult for Inzaghi. He's been attacked left, right, and center by the media, often left alone, not backed enough, I feel. And I think it's been reported that he also feels that privately as well. So I'm sure he will want some assurances about that, and he should receive that, because I think he does deserve Inzaghi for sure. So, meeting today will bring about lots of news, guys. So get ready. Just get ready. It's going to be a barrage of news. Of course, it's already been since the Champions League final. But after this meeting today, they're going to talk about, what Inzaghi demanded, who he wants to buy, which names he's shortlisted, which names he's shortlisted to leave, or which names he's happy to sacrifice for incomings. So just wait and see what comes in the next coming days. And I'm not going to, as I've keep warning you guys, I'm not going to speak about rumors until there's, more concrete sources talking about this, multiple sources talking about this. However, there is something today that I want to talk about, which is the fresh news that came out this morning around Romelu Lukaku, who, of course, technically not an Inter player, but it is a very heavy interlink news because you guys know Inter are going to try bring this guy back on loan. Chelsea, the Chelsea link is going to be super strong the whole summer, not just really Lukaku related. We'll talk about the other links as well. But today, as per Foot Mercato, Santi JFM in France, Lukaku has met with Saudi Arabian representatives in a large Parisian hotel. He's been offered a 2-year contract worth $20 million or euros a year and is interested but wants more contacts. Will continue. Guys, I think Lukaku at the age of 30, after the couple of years he's had, if these guys up their offer to 30, 40 million or something like that, I mean, these guys are offering Kante and Benzema 100 million. I'm sure they can up their offer for someone like Lukaku as much as a meme as he sometimes becomes. I think he'll take it. And I think it'll be kind of a blessing in disguise because that means that we can close the Romelu Lukaku chapter at Inter permanently, well, at least for a season, unless he was going to push for a move again afterwards. And of course, Chelsea would probably prefer this as well because they'll pay for Lukaku to actually leave Chelsea on a permanent basis rather than what we were going to do, try to negotiate another loan deal. So I can see this happening, but let's see how this develops in the coming days. I don't know what you guys feel about this. And as I said, the Chelsea front, guys, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. I talked about this last summer when it came to the Lukaku deal. When you look at the pieces that fell in place to make that happen, Lukaku, how much did that loan fee cost? 7 to 8 million sterling, pound, 12 million euros, plus his salary adds up to around 18 to 20 million package cost. How much did Casadei, the youth player that we sold to Chelsea, how much was he sold for to Chelsea? 15 million plus 5 in bonuses, around 20 million euros. So when you look at it, Casadei paid for the Lukaku loan. So there's clearly a relationship going on with the Chelsea. We scratch your back, they scratch our back. So there's going to be rumors going on all summer with Chelsea. And one that's been coming out over the last 24 hours is Kalidou Koulibaly. Sky Sport Italy reporting that Inter have asked for Koulibaly or will ask for Koulibaly on loan from the Blues on similar terms to Lukaku. Inter and Chelsea will meet very soon. The topic of the meeting will be to discuss Lukaku, but also we're not just interested in Koulibaly, we're also interested in Chalobah, who we were interested in last year, the centre-back / midfielder. And then also another midfielder, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And of course, Chelsea are unfortunately strongly interested in Andre Onana. But hopefully we don't sell him to them. But yeah, in terms of Koulibaly, he's 31. His move to Chelsea hasn't really worked out. They paid big money for 30-plus-year-old from Napoli last summer. I wouldn't call him a flop. I think Chelsea fans are a bit harsh on Koulibaly because of how bad the whole season was. But he wasn't definitely not a hit. My thoughts and opinions on this, of course, I like Koulibaly. He's actually, when he was at Napoli, he was probably one of my favorite non-Inter players in Serie A. And still, I was rooting for him when he moved to Chelsea because I don't know, I just like him even off the pitch as a guy. He strikes me as someone very likable. But again, this strikes me as a stopgap deal, expensive loan. This guy is going to be earning a lot of money at Chelsea, as we know Premier League players do. 31, he's shown decline already this year at Chelsea. It's not comparable to Acerbi because he's so much more. This is going to be so much more expensive compared to Acerbi. So I'm not sure, and I'm not even sure actually it's going to happen because this guy Koulibaly is also strongly linked to Saudi Arabia. He, of course, is Muslim, and of course, the Saudi Arabia with their footballing revolution going on at the moment, they're offering everyone big ass contracts left, right, and center. By the way, Saudis, if you're watching this, we have a player available called Tuku Correa. Great striker, very talented, great dribbling, pace. Can also model for your kids. Good-looking guy, but also can cook up nice grill, kebabs, asados, whatever you got. This guy can do it all. But anyway, banter aside, Koulibaly apparently has also been offered by Saudi clubs, and I can see him moving there. As I said, the being Muslim, that lifestyle out there, and the money, of course, they're going to be doubling, tripling his wages, and again, paying Chelsea actual money for the transfer rather than what we would be doing, loaning. But I don't know what you guys make of it all. As I said, keep a lookout on this Chelsea hotline is a hotline. Onana is in demand, and I hope we don't sell him. But of course, if Chelsea come with crazy money, like as I've always said, if they pay what they paid for Kepa, which is around 70 million, it's going to be very hard to say no for a goalkeeper. But let's see what happens. As I said, look out for the news. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you make of it all? Inzaghi renewal, do you agree? Koulibaly, Lukaku, what do you make of it all? And of course, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, look out for the content coming in the coming days. We're going to do a season rating review, so we are going to be reviewing Inzaghi's work and all the players' work. And of course, transfer news, keep a lookout on the channel. Ciao ragazzi, thank you for watching. Forza Inter!